They've studied women's top pornography choices, and really it just comes down to 5 primary categories. So we got the vampire, the werewolf, the billionaire, the pirate, and the surgeon. So it's become quite obvious that these categories are what women are naturally fantasizing about. This is what they are really desiring, but how do we actually create this in real life? Because these categories are vastly different. Each archetype is so different from one another, but really it just comes down to the beauty and the beast archetype. You know, deep down, every single woman, they're kind of craving a wild man that they can tame. That's what it all comes down to. That's why they chase bad boys, all these different archetypes. So today, I'm gonna break down each archetype and how you can choose your phenotype and what you can become. Let's get it. First of all, we have my favorite phenotype. It's going to be the vampire, which is going to be the dark masculinity. It's going to be very mysterious, very cunning. That's the personality type. So for example, whenever you're on a date with a girl with this archetype, you're not going to be talking about yourself too much. You're going to be very vague, very mysterious. You're going to leave most of the talking up to her. Now, when it comes to the styling of the vampire archetype, just kind of go based off the movies, the TV shows. So you're going to be wearing lots of all black. You're going to experiment a little bit with the different types of silhouettes. I think the vampire archetype looks very good with, for example, a very tight top, baggy pants, or vice versa. Boots and high top black sneakers are also going to be the go-to when it comes to this phenotype. Basically, just the bad boy, the mysterious guy. This is gonna be the basic stereotype. So if you're more dark triad, you kind of vibe with this one. You don't really like telling people much about yourself. I would advocate going more into this phenotype. When it comes to the vampire archetype, I hate to say it, but just think of Edward from Twilight. You know, he's very mysterious, very dark. He's kind of got the phenotype down, or just any vampire in any TV series, any movies that you really resonate with. The werewolf is going to be that animalistic masculinity. It's going to be like that alpha, just very dominant. This is this type of fantasy that you could start integrating into your own life. They're very strong and very fierce. Now, when it comes to actually looking the parts, you need a couple key features. Really, we're not going for anything crazy with this. You know, like lots of slim fitting silhouettes. You obviously need to be quite muscular to pull off this phenotype as well. You want to be wearing lots of neutral colors with this phenotype as well. I hate to say it, but these are the 2 top fantasies. So you can either just be really aggressive, fierce, alpha male, like you're the leader of all your friends, or you could be more dark, mysterious, more sigma male. And by the way, all these phenotypes, you have to be shredded, of course. You need a 6-pack. You need to be very, very shredded. But with the vampire, I would say it's almost more lean, wiry physique, just like Brad Pitt in the movie Fight Club. And then the werewolf, that's more like bear mode. You know, like you can be 12 to 15% body fat. You can just have a lot more muscle. And this is pretty much the primary difference between these two. Pirate phenotype is going to be the adventurous masculinity. This is the guy who fears nothing. He's traveling around the world. He's a dream seeker, as some may call it. But basically, he's just doing whatever the hell he wants, just like a pirate. There's no rules to this guy's life. So obviously, there's going to be a natural appeal to girls to this sort of phenotype. Obviously, if you want to play up this phenotype, you really just gotta play the part, man. Like, if you're not traveling, if you're not doing all this cool stuff, you can't really play into this phenotype. Like, you have to really go all in on it. Now, the clothing really is not as important with this phenotype because it's more about the story behind the person. So maybe your clothing can actually have a story behind every piece of clothing. It's a little bit more hippie, more jewelry, more accessories, more loose-fitting clothing, button-ups. There really are no rules because this guy really has no rules to living his life. When it comes to the pirate phenotype, just think about a traditional surfer. Like, I used to live in Bali for years, and surfers get a lot of action because of that laid back, just adventurous attitude on life that women are naturally going to be drawn to. So think of that. If this kind of resonates with you, maybe try to incorporate some of these aspects. The surgeon is going to be intellectual masculinity. So he turns women on with his mind. He's very smart, very quick-witted, very precise, dependable, trustworthy. Like when things are going down, this is the phenotype that you are going to call. So this type of masculinity is just being very traditionally masculine. You know, like you're always there for other people, but you're very intelligent. Like if anybody's in a tough spot, you got it, man. So obviously to go with the personality, you want to dress for the personality as well. This means that you will not be wearing any streetwear, any sneakers. For this phenotype, you're going all like either old money or just very high class. You know, only button-ups, lots of blues, blacks, whites, very smartly dressed. I would say think of somebody almost like Andrew Huberman. Andrew Huberman just came out having 6 girlfriends, and obviously he's pretty much only known for his intelligence. So once you are so smart that this is what really turns people on, this is how you know that this is your phenotype. The last phenotype that you can become today is going to be the billionaire. This is all about the status masculinity, the high life, luxury, comfort, just pretty much buying whatever you want to. Think of Bruce Wayne for this phenotype. You obviously want to dress very similar to the surgeon, but all your clothes are going to be a lot more expensive. Like, you're going to have very low-key luxury designer goods, but it's not going to be anything flashy. You're not going to have a Louis Vuitton t-shirt with all this branding and crap all over it, man. You're going to have very expensive clothing, but it's going to be very low-key. Almost think of Amingasi, however you say his name, but things like this is going to really make this phenotype come into play. If you really want to just wow a woman, I would advocate trying to incorporate different parts of these different phenotypes into you as a person. Personally, I don't ever like being categorized into one phenotype, into one category, so I like to take things from each one and then just kind of do whatever you want to, man. End of the day, the sexiest thing that you can do is be really in shape, have a 6-pack abs, jawline, dress really nicely, be mysterious, be financially comfortable, be dependable, be the guy that other guys look up to, be very naturally dominant, aggressive. These are the traits that women are looking for, and obviously it's shown in the porn that they're watching. So I hope that you guys can incorporate one of these phenotypes, kind of go all in on it and start to change your dating life. That's it for today, man. Also, official for all my links, join my Mogversity school, kalosique.com, for all my supplements, everything. We got cosmetics, clothing, but subscribe if you're new, man. I love you with all my heart. Peace.